Hi guys, welcome to our channel Shubhada Group of Education CC. You are watching Satish Sir's physics videos for KCET and NEET. So look at the next problem. From current electricity, a given resistor has the following color scheme of the various strips on it, like brown, and it has given as brown, black, green as well as silver. So its value is correct. Its value in ohm is, as you know that you have studied the color coding of the resistors. B.B. Roy of Great Britain has very good wife. Wearing gold silver necklace is the hint for this. As you know that B is for black here, black, and this B is for brown, correct? See here, the first one is brown is given. So for brown it is, how much it is? 1, right? 1. And for black it is 0. And for green it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sorry, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and it is 5. This reason why for green it is 5. And silver, it must be what? It is plus or minus 10%, correct? So that's the reason why it is 10 into 10 to the power of 5 plus or minus 10%, or else 1.0 into 10 to the power of 6 plus or minus 10%. Okay, so that's the reason why option C is the right answer for this particular question. Next problem says that if R1 and R2 are respectively the filament of the resistances of 200 watt and bulb and a 100 watt bulb designed to operate on the same voltage. Okay, so now the relationship between R1 and R2 is the question here. So here you know that the power P is equal to V into I. So I can write there is no question behind current. So that's the reason why let me replace the current as V divided by R. So that's the reason why V square divided by R now. Okay, so therefore I will get R1 equal to V square divided by P 1. Let me take, so same voltage in the sense V square divided by P1 is 200 volt now, and R2 must be is equal to V square, same potential, divided by P2. So P2 is 100 watt. So that's the reason why I can say that R1 divided by R2 must be equal to, I am taking the division of those two, V square gone, we left with how much here? So R1 is 1 divided by 200 divided by this 1 divided by 100 will give you it is 1 by 2, correct? So it implies R2 is equal to 2 times R1, 2 times R1. So R2 is 2 times R1. So option B is the right answer for this question. Move to the next problem now. So a conductor carries a current of 50 microampere if the area of cross section of the conductor is 50 millimeter square. Then the value of the current density in ampere per meter square is, current density, you know that J is equal to, what is that? Current I divided by A, right? So current I is 50 micro 10 to the power of minus 6 divided by the area of the cross section is 50 millimeter square, in the sense 50 into 10 to the power of minus 6 it will be. Okay, so that's the reason why 6 is gone, we left with how much? 1 ampere per meter square. Okay, so that's the reason why option B is the right answer for this question. Okay, why have taken 10 to the power of minus 6 here? You know that 50 millimeter square, in the sense you know that the unit of the area is square meter, right? So that's the reason why it is 50 milli. 50 milli into 50 milli, correct? 50 millimeter into 50 millimeter will become what? 50 millimeter square. So that's the reason why 50 milli into 50 milli, that is what, how much it is actually, correct or not? So I hope that you got the answer for this one, right? So now that's the reason why I have taken it as 50 into 10 to the power of minus 6. Milli will become 10 to the power of minus 6. Okay, so that's how we can solve this problem. The next problem, if the resistance of a conductor is 5 ohm at 50 degree Celsius and 7 ohm at 100 degree Celsius, then the mean temperature coefficient of the resistance is given by. Okay, you know that I have discussed while discussing about the synopsis on the current electricity. So you know that the resistance at temperature T must be equal to the initial resistance into 1 plus alpha into change in temperature delta T. So that's the reason why I can take that it has at 7 ohm, that is equal to the initial resistance was 5 ohm into 1 plus alpha. Change in temperature is how much? 50 degree, right? 100 minus 50 is 50 degree. Okay, so now this is what 7 divided by 5 equal to 1 plus 50 times alpha. So therefore I will get 7 minus 5, that is what 2 divided by 5 equal to 50 alpha. It implies alpha equal to 0.008 per degree Celsius. That's the reason why option D is the right answer for this question. Move to the next problem. If negligibly small current is passed through a wire of length 15 meter, so L is given as 15 meter now. The resistance of the wire is given as 5 ohm, having the uniform cross section area equal to 6 into 10 to the power of minus 7 square meter. Then the coefficient of the resistivity is, you know that resistance R is equal to rho into L divided by A. So it implies rho equal to R into A divided by L. So therefore resistivity rho equal to, the resistance is given as 5 ohm. The area of the cross section is 6 into 10 to the power of minus 7 square meter divided by length is 15 here. That is what 2 into 10 to the power of minus 7 ohm meter is the right answer. So that's the reason why option B is the right answer for this question. Okay, 3 resistances are connected to form a T shape as shown in the figure. Then the current in the 4K resistor is the question, right? Suppose if you find out what is the value of the current flowing here, that is the question now. So to find out that, I need to get the potential at this particular point. Let me say this is V naught. Okay, so potential at that point O is V naught now. Okay, say that some current I1 is flowing here, and here it is I2 and it is I3. Okay, I am assuming that. So by using the Kirchhoff's current rule, I can say that incoming current is equal to outgoing current. So that's the reason why it must be I1 equal to I2 plus I3 now. So therefore I can say that I1, so I1 is nothing but the potential difference. You know that I equal to V divided by R. So this is a potential difference from this point to this point now, that is what 2 volt minus V naught divided by 2K, that is equal to, now I2 is how much here it is, this is V naught minus of minus, that is what plus here 8 volt divided by 4K plus I3 is now I3 is V naught minus of minus 4, that is what V naught plus 4 divided by 8K. Okay, so now you can solve this for V naught here. So you have to solve for V naught. Okay, if you solve this one, you will get V naught is equal to minus 12 divided by 7 volt. You will get it as minus 12 divided by 7 volt. You will get here. Okay, so let me, once I got the value for V naught here, this is the value of V naught. I can use the Kirchhoff's voltage rule between V naught as well as this minus 8 volt now. So see how to solve this one now. V naught minus 4K, that is what minus of minus 8 volt, that must be equal to I1 into 4K, I1 into 4K, right? So that's the reason why V naught is minus 12 divided by 7, this will be 8 volt, okay, equal to 4K into I1. Okay, so therefore I1 you will get it as how much it is, 1.57 ampere. This is I2 here, right? So this must be I2 here, I2. Okay, do not get confused. I2 is the current flowing through the 4K resistor. Okay, so this is 1.57, where it is 1.57. okay, 1.57 milliampere, 10 to the power of minus 3 will get, 4K will become 10 to the power minus 3. So that's the reason why option D is the right answer for this question. It's a very good problem. Try to go through this problem once again. If you don't understand, just comment on the comment box so that I can help you with. Okay, the next problem is, in the network shown below, the ring has 0 resistance. The equivalent resistance between the point A and B is, right? A and B. So in solving such problems, you need to get some point here. This is what point C, let me take. Okay, see here, between A and C there is a one resistor. Now if it is B, now this must be B. Okay, and this must be B now. Okay, so now look at here, between B and C there is a 3 ohm resistor, 3R. Again B and C, again here B and C, again one more resistor, and again B and C, 3 resistor. So in between B and C, there are three resistors, sir. Okay, there are three different resistors. So in the sense they must be connected in parallel now, right? B and C. Okay, so this is what 3R, this is what 3R, and this is also 3R. So the equivalent resistance must be equal to R equivalent. Let me take here now first of all. Okay, that is what 3R divided by 3, that is what R, because n equivalent resistors are connected in parallel, the equivalent resistance must be equal to R by n. So that's the reason why it is R here. So now this R equivalent of these three resistors is now R here. Now this is connected in series with what? R, right? With A. So that's the reason why between A and B, now this will be like this. This is what point A, and this is point B, and this is what point C, and this is R and R. So therefore equivalent resistance between A and B is 2R. So this is an option A is the right answer for this question. Determine the current through the current through 2 ohm resistor is the question, right? 2 ohm resistor, correct? See, to get the value of the current flowing through 2 ohm resistor, first of all you need to find out the main current through the battery. Okay, so as here it is charged capacitor, so it always blocks the DC component. As it is the DC supply, so it has to block the DC components. There is no flow of electric current here, I equal to 0. So we can ignore this resistor 1 ohm. Okay, so only 2 ohm is connected in parallel with 3 ohm now. So R equivalent must be equal to R1 R2, 2 into 3 divided by R1 plus R2, 2 plus 3, and this is connected in series now. Okay, so that's the reason why I am adding it to 2.8, so that I will get it as 4 ohm. Okay, 4 ohm is the main equivalent resistance now. So therefore I can say current I equal to V divided by R. Now the V is 6 volt and R is 4 ohm, so that's the reason why it is 1.5 ampere current is the main current here. Okay, so here it must be 1.5 ampere current. So now once it comes to this junction, now there must be the division here. Say this is I1 and this is I2. We need to calculate the current to the 2 ohm resistor, right? So this is the I1 equal to opposite branches resistance, that is what 3 ohm divided by total resistance is 2 plus 3 into the main current is how much? 1.5. So that is what 3 divided by 5 into 1.5 is the right answer for this one. That is what how much it is. So you'll get it as 0.9 ampere current should be passing through 2 ohm resistor. So that's the reason why option C is the right answer for this question. Okay, the next problem, the numerical value of the charge on either plate of the capacitor C shown in the figure A is the question, right? It's the same type problem as you know that the charge Q is equal to C into V. If you find out the value of the charge across this capacitor, so that you will get the answer for this one. Okay, see, as the supply is the DC supply here, this is the DC supply. So this capacitor has to block the DC components. There is no current flowing through the resistor. So we can ignore this R2. We can ignore the resistance R2 here. Okay. So you need to find out the potential across this capacitor C now. As you know that capacitor C is in parallel with this one. Which one? R1 resistor. As it is ignorable now. So that's the reason why. Let's try to find out the value of the voltage across this R1. So I can get the value of the voltage drop across R1 once I find out the value of the current flowing through this one, I1. Say I1, okay. I1 is the current flowing through this resistor R1, okay. So to find out that, what I do is I will try to find the value of the current, main current first of all. So now I equal to, the main current is how much now? The main current is I equal to V divided by R. V is now E. The R is now R1 plus R, correct? Equivalent resistance R1 plus R now. As you know that this is the same current flowing through this R1 as I1 must be is equal to I. Okay, both are same now. So therefore, the voltage drop across the resistor R1 must be equal to I into R. That is what E into R1 divided by R1 plus R now. So therefore, the same potential will be dropped across the capacitor C. So that's the reason why. Q equal to C into E into R1 divided by R1 plus R. So that's the reason why the charge must be CE R1 divided by R1 plus R. Option B is the right answer for this question. Move to the next problem. A wire of resistance 4 ohm is stretched to twice its original length. The resistance of the stretched wire would be. So while discussing the synopsis, I have discussed that R1 divided by R2 must be equal to L1 divided by L2 the square. Correct? So that's the reason why while stretching it is twice the original. L1 divided by 2 times L1 square equal to 1 divided by 4. So that's the reason why R2 must be equal to 4 times R1. So this is what 4 times R1 is 4. That's the reason why it is 16 ohm is the resistance after stretching. Okay, that is what 16 ohm. Option C is the right answer for this question. The next one is the internal resistance of a 2.1 volt cell which gives a current of 0.2 ampere through a resistance of 10 ohm is. Okay, so here in this particular case, what can I say is, you know that I equal to E divided by R plus R. R is the internal resistance and R is the external resistor. Okay, capital R. This is the internal resistance. Internal resistance. Okay, so now E is how much now here? It is 2.1 volt supply divided by R plus R. So R plus R now 2.1 is not at all internal resistance. It is a E value. So current I is how much? 0.2 ampere and E is 2.1 volt divided by capital R is now 10 plus R. Okay, 10 plus R. So this is how you can go through this one now. So that I need to calculate the value of small r here. So this is what 10 plus R into 0.2 equal to 2.1. It is what 2 plus 0.2 R equal to 2.1. So therefore 0.2 R equal to 0.1. That is what R equal to 0.1 divided by 0. That is what 1 by 2 equal 0.5 ohm. So that's the reason why option A is the right answer for this particular question. Okay. So thank you very much for watching this video. Please do subscribe to our channel, share this content with your friends, colleagues to support us. If you have any doubts, just make a comment on the comment box so that I can help you with. Wish you all the best for examinations. Good luck.